Hi, this is Andrew for Geek News Central, and on the desk today we have the Meross Smart Wi-Fi plug. This is the slightly newer version of the plug that works with Apple HomeKit. It will continue to work with Android devices as well via the Meross app and integrations there. And for those of us who have Amazon Echoes or Google Homes, you'll be pleased to know that there's integration with both of those devices. It is a Wi-Fi plug, so there's no need for any hubs or anything like that. It's not using Zigbee, it's not using Z-Wave. So this is a straightforward and inexpensive way to get into, if you like, smart homes and automations. When we open the box, we will see it is the UK version, so you'll see the three kind of chunky squarish prongs on the plug itself, and other variants are available for countries around the world. So what we're going to do today is we're going to get out of the box, have a quick look around that, and then we will try to get it paired up with Apple Home, and we will then look at doing Android as well. So we have the socket itself, and then it looks like there's a couple of little instruction things. 7 things you need to know about HomeKit, and a little user manual. So nothing terribly unexpected there. Looking at the socket itself, yes, as I say, it is the UK version, so you've got the big chunky plugs, or prongs rather. We've got a switch on the top, which is always nice. Some of the, shall we say, cheaper smart sockets don't have an on-off switch. It's always convenient to be able to reach out and just press the top when you need to. There's no need to get the phone out. It's a 13 amp socket, but just to remember, no what are called inductive loads on smart sockets. So that's things like vacuum cleaners, washing machines, tumble dryers, anything with a motor in it, keep it away. If you're just turning on lights or anything like that, it's perfect. One of the benefits of Apple's HomeKit and the Home app is that the configuration can be done relatively easily by scanning one of these QR codes. So it does simplify the setup of smart gear, and we're going to do that in just a second. So I'm just going to get my iPad out and we will get on with that. What I'm also going to do is I'll turn the light off in a second, so if it gets a bit dim, don't worry. It's really just so that you can see the LED working on the top of it. The bright light of the camera otherwise washes it out. Okay, so I've got my iPad and I've loaded up Home. So let's try adding this accessory. As I said, you should just be able to scan the QR code. Yep, and now it's recognized it. Let's just pop that in, and I'm just going to turn off, whilst it trundles away there, I am just going to turn off the light so that hopefully you can see it working away. Okay, so you can kind of see, oops, there we go. Just bring that over here a bit, so you can kind of see the light flashing away. Now in terms of price, the HomeKit version of the Meross SmartPlug comes in at a penny under £17, so that's £16.99. There are some discounts available. I think there's a voucher on Amazon at the moment that you can tick, and with a bit of luck I might be able to get a code out of Meross. If I am successful there, I'll add that into the video along the bottom so you can take advantage of that. It might be a time limited code, so apologies if you're looking at this video several months after I made it. Now this process can take a little while, but it is very straightforward and very simple. So let's just let it run. Okay, so it's successfully added it. It's giving us some default stuff. I'm not going to propose changing any of that. I'm just going to hit next. And it's just going to add it to all the defaults. Okay, and as you can see, we've got a bit of a green light here. We've got the power says it's on. So I'm just going to tap it, and as you see there, the light has now gone off. Fantastic. Okay, well, I mean, there's not a whole lot more to say. I could plug a lamp in or whatever, but it's really not going to show you very much. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the video and we'll redo the setup, but this time with an Android device using the Meross app. Okay, so thank you very much. Just hold on a second. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so we've been through the setup with Apple Home and HomeKit, What we're going to do now is have a look at it on Android, and I've loaded the Meross app, and as I haven't really used this before, I'm just going to sign up for a username and password. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I've signed up for the app, and it's just asking me to enable some location services. I'm just going to go through that. So let's just, to keep this simple, we're going to allow only whilst using the app. And yes, I do want to install now. So what are we going to install? We're installing a SmartPlug. Okay, well, let's plug it in as it requests. Okay, let's hit next. In about 10 seconds, the light will start. So yet again, I'm going to just turn off the light, and hopefully it's going to start doing things. If not, I might just reset it again, just because I did have this working with the HomeKit. Okay, so I've reset it again, and now you can see it's flashing the amber and green. So we'll hit next. So it's trying to connect to the device. Let's come up here, device found. Oh, we're unable to connect. Let's try reconnecting, shall we? Oh, that seemed to work. Okay, well, we'll just leave it for living room lamp. We can give it an icon. That's quite a nice little touch. So that's I've got an angle poise light, so kind of looks a bit like it. So let's leave that there. No, we don't want to use that one. We want to use one of these ones. So we use the one that's strongest. So I'm just going to type the password in here. No looking, thank you very much. Okay, so I've typed in the password for my Wi-Fi. It's now chuntering away, and no doubt it's kind of transferring somehow magically from my phone to the socket. Okay, and it's done. That's pretty good. So now within the Meross app, we've got a little icon. I'm going to guess if I press this, just going to turn it on and off. Yeah, again, you can hear it clicking there. So it's off, back on again, off, back on again. So that looks like a fairly reasonable piece of hardware. And going through that in less than, well, as the timestamp now is, in less than 10 minutes, we've managed to get it set up on both on Apple's HomeKit, or Apple's Home with HomeKit, and also on the Android app. Now the next stage here is I'm going to really try and see if I can get this set up with Amazon, with an Amazon Echo. Just before we go, I mean, there's a number of features in the app. We can have scenes, we can have routines. I don't know what Savvy User is, coming soon apparently. And we've also got my account and things like that. Oh, it looks like you can handle some of the integrations from in here. Let's have a look, see what it is. So there's a bit of instructions here. Okay, so we'll see if we can get the Meross Smart Wi-Fi plug to work with Amazon Alexa. So let's just enable this to use. Now I'm going to have to put in my username and password, which I just created a moment ago. So let me just put that in here. So I'm just going to authorize that. It's chuntering away. Okay, so I've linked it. So let's close this, and I think it'll have to do a discover. Now, this may well throw up devices which are nothing to do with the Meross plug. I've got quite a setup here at home, and it does have a tendency to sometimes find things that are recent additions or whatever. It does take a moment to do, so let's just let it run through that. Okay, well, it doesn't seem to have found it. Let's just check that it hasn't found it anyway, because I have sometimes discovered that what happens is that Alexa actually discovers things without actually telling you. So yeah, here it is. Let's see, living room lamp, new device, and it's on. So let's just try. Yep, there we go. On, off. So we've got it working from within the Alexa app. Now I'm going to actually ask my Alexa, which is also on my desk, to turn this on and off, and we'll see how that gets on. So, computer, turn on living room lamp.
Okay.
There we go, she did it. I'll try turning it off. Computer, turn off living room lamp.
Okay.
And there it was, we've turned it off. So that's very impressive. I mean, really, in a relatively short period of time, we've got it working with Apple Home, we've got it working on Android with the Meross app, and we've just got it set up with Amazon's Alexa Echo ecosystem. That's pretty impressive. This is the Meross Smart Wi-Fi plug, and as you've just seen, it works well with Apple, Android and Alexa. It should also work just as well with the Google Home devices. You'll have seen that we got this set up in about 10 minutes across all 3 platforms, so it's very simple to get set up and get going. As a Wi-Fi device, there's no need for a smart home hub or anything like that, such as you'd find with SmartThings or with the IKEA smart home solution. So this is great for somebody who wants a relatively, shall we say, light touch smart home, in that you can get one of these, and as long as you've got Wi-Fi, you're going to be fine. It has some nice features. It's got the on-off button on the top, which you don't find on some of the cheaper ones. And the only issue I have with it is that it is slightly bigger than some of the other smart plugs on the market. If you do have restricted space, or you're trying to get lots of these into a gang socket, you will have to consider spacing them out. So that's the only downside. It's a penny under £17, and there are some vouchers, and if I do get a code, I'll put that into the bottom of the video so you can see that. I say, if it's time limited, apologies if you're looking at this in 5 months' time. So I really think that's about it. I mean, I've been quite impressed with what it offers. There's no real problems, and it worked seamlessly, got it set up quickly. So that's it. This is Andrew for Geek News Central, and thanks very much.